in life, and what to do when you feel really stuck. And we were talking about it in terms of jobs and career. But obviously, being at a crossroads can happen to anybody at any time of life. And one thing that I really got out of this conversation today was how easy it can be to have our identity wrapped up in our jobs, and how if we are doing a job that is like either vocational or where we have done it for such a long time that that's the only thing that we know how to do, how it can be very scary, how there can be a lot of fear and anxiety around coming out of that and doing something quite different. And the point that I want to get over today is that everything that we do in our life is wrapped up in our sense of self-worth and self-confidence. And that applies to our relationships, that applies to what we're doing for work, that ties in with work-life balance, our financial situation. It all ties in together. And so if you are at a crossroads in your life, or if you're at a point in your life where like most of my clients are in their 40s or early 50s, right? We can be really, really tied in to our jobs. Our jobs are, if we've got a job that we love, if we've got a job that we feel really passionately about, our sense of self can be very, very much tied into that. And it can be incredibly daunting to think about doing anything else. And so what often happens is that we get very stuck because we don't know then how to break out of that cycle. Now, it might be that you love your job, but you are burnt out. You're absolutely exhausted. It might be that you're working in a toxic work environment and you love the role, but you don't love the actual environment that you're working in. Or it might just be that you just want to do something completely different, but you haven't got a clue what it is that you want to do. And this is where our sense of self comes in. This is where we start then needing to think about, who am I? Who am I? And what is it that I do? Where does me start and finish, and the role that I am doing start and finish? Like, where are the boundaries between the two? Because I can identify, having been working within the social work field for like my entire adult career. I started in social work at the age of 22, and I left when I was 40. And so all of my purpose, everything that I ever knew was wrapped up in that. Even though I didn't feel ultimately fulfilled by it, I really felt quite lost as to what I needed to do next. And that feedback loop of doing something that you really enjoy, and that you get satisfaction from, you get purpose from, can be very scary to then think, well, what do I need to do next? And what I want you to think about, if that resonates with you, and if you identify with that sense of what do I do next, who am I if I'm not doing this, is just to find some calm, just to find some space to really think about, well, first of all, to really acknowledge those feelings and emotions, and all of the feelings and emotions, like all of the sense of fear, anxiety, self-limiting beliefs, that work-life balance, that feeling that if you're not doing something that is positive, that is giving, that is giving to other people, then what next? Just really think about those feelings and those emotions, and gather your sense of self, And then have a think about what is it that you would like to do next. Like if you could choose anything in the world to do, what is it that you would really, really like to do? Most people don't want to be doing anything outrageously different. Like most people just actually want to feel happy, to feel valued, and to be able to have time to spend with their family and enrich their relationships around them. So have a think about that. You know, start writing down some notes. Start journaling. Start wondering. You know, where do I start and finish, and what would I like to be doing if I could do anything else, and what do I need to do in order to take those first steps in order to fulfill that? Because ultimately what we're talking about is confidence. Ultimately we're thinking about self-worth. What do you deserve? What do you feel you are good enough for? And where are you holding yourself back? Okay, so that's a bit of weekend pondering for you to do. I hope that's helpful. If you would like any help thinking about any of these things, please just drop me a DM, and we can have a chat. We can book a call, have a chat, and see what it is that you are stuck on. And where you are, like I said, where those fears and anxieties are coming from, and where and why you are holding yourself back. So drop me a message and we'll talk it through. All right, have a lovely weekend.